All right, so get this. Picture a young musician, classically trained, even played at, the legendary Carnegie Hall.
Wow.
Now, hold that image in your mind, because this isn't just any musician's story.
Okay.
This is the curious case of Nikocado Avocado.
Oh, okay.
Today, we're diving into his journey, from violin virtuoso to, let's just say, a very different kind of internet sensation.
All right, I'm intrigued.
And trust me, this one gets weird.
It's quite the head scratcher, isn't it? You've got this incredibly disciplined background in Carnegie Hall, for crying out loud, and then you see what he became known for online.
Right.
It's such a stark contrast.
It is.
And that's what makes this whole story, I don't know, just so fascinating.
So for those who might not be familiar, how would you even begin to explain who Nikocado Avocado is in this vast landscape of the internet?
Okay, so imagine this. It's 2014, and this new genre called mukbang is blowing up online, right? And it originated in South Korea, and it translates to eating broadcast.
Okay.
People tune in to watch others eat, sometimes massive amounts of food, and it becomes this whole social experience.
Wow.
Now, picture Nikocado Avocado as one of the first American men to really dive headfirst into this world.
And that's where our violinist sort of enters the picture, right?
Exactly.
But he wasn't always the Nikocado Avocado we see in those videos.
Right.
What was his early content like?
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Really?
Think veganism, acoustic guitar covers. Huh?
Even vlogs about his pet birds.
Wow.
It was a completely different vibe.
Wow.
He actually spoke openly about his struggles with an eating disorder in the past.
Really?
Promoting healthy living, showcasing his musical talents.
Interesting.
It's a far cry from what his channel eventually became.
Wow. Okay, so we have this picture of early Nikocado Avocado, the vegan musician, advocating for healthy living.
Right.
Then, as mukbang starts trending, he dips his toes into that world, but here's where things take a turn.
Yeah, and it's not just a shift in content, right? It's like his whole persona changed.
Right.
The food got crazier, the portions bigger, and his on-camera behavior more and more erratic.
You mentioned he had talked about having an eating disorder earlier. This is where a lot of viewers, myself included, started to get concerned.
Were these extreme binges, the meltdowns, all just part of the act? Or was something darker going on?
It's a question a lot of people were asking, and the comment sections of his videos became a breeding ground for this phenomenon called concern trolling.
You ever see that online?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's like that thing where people disguise criticism as concern.
Exactly. It's like, oh, I'm so worried about your health, but you can practically hear the smirk in their digital voice. And with Nikocado Avocado, it got really murky.
Yeah.
Viewers were torn between genuine worry and this almost voyeuristic fascination with his potential downfall. It became hard to tell who was truly concerned and who was just there for the spectacle.
It's like watching a car crash in slow motion.
Yeah.
You should look away, but you just can't. And the more outrageous the content got, the more views it seemed to rack up.
Which brings up a whole other issue, the responsibility of being a content creator.
Yeah.
Even if some viewers were concerned trolling, many were genuinely worried.
Of course.
Did Nikocado Avocado have a responsibility to draw a line, to prioritize his well-being over views and engagement?
Especially given his history with disordered eating, it felt like a very slippery slope. So we're deep in this world of mukbang and concern trolling and an online audience seemingly addicted to, this train wreck of a persona that Nikocado Avocado was building.
Right.
And then just when you thought it couldn't get any stranger, bam.
Yeah.
Transformation time.
Out of the blue, he drops this bombshell video. Gone is the Nikocado Avocado we thought we knew. He's 250 pounds lighter, looking healthier, and talking about this whole social experiment he's been orchestrating for the past 2 years.
2 years. He was secretly filming content at his heaviest while simultaneously losing all that weight. It was a wild reveal. I mean, you got to admit, the guy knows how to keep people guessing.
Right. And that's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, you've got people praising his commitment, calling him a marketing genius.
Sure.
But on the other, it feels like another layer of manipulation in this whole saga,
Totally.
He basically admitted to deceiving his audience for years.
And yet, it's almost like that honesty, even if it was calculated, made people double down on their fascination with him. We're living in this age of curated online personas.
Right.
So when someone breaks that illusion, even in such a bizarre way, it almost feels, I don't know, refreshing.
It's like he exposed the whole game, right?
Yeah.
We're so used to questioning what's real and what's fake online.
Right.
But Nikocado Avocado took it a step further.
Totally.
He basically said, I'm going to create a fake reality, and then I'm going to deconstruct it right in front of you.
I know.
And we ate it up.
And we ate it up, literally. Speaking of eating it up, I keep coming back to that $500 million figure you mentioned. The weight loss industry.
Yeah.
It's built on our anxieties and aspirations around body image, right?
Totally.
Did Nikocado Avocado tack into that same system, but flip the script by making it a performance?
It's a fascinating question. Think about it. You've got reality shows like The Biggest Loser, right? Where people's weight struggles are turned into entertainment.
Totally.
Nikocado Avocado did something similar, but he controlled the entire narrative. From the, quote-unquote downward spiral to the triumphant comeback.
Right.
It's like he held up a mirror to our own fascination with extreme transformations and then shattered it.
And in the wreckage of that shattered mirror, we find the Reddit thread, Nikocado Situation Crazy, which, let me tell you, is a wild ride.
Oh, I bet.
You've got people debating whether he's a genius or a manipulator, if this was all a social experiment or just a calculated ploy for views.
And isn't that the heart of it all? We started this deep dive trying to understand Nikocado Avocado, the man who went from, Carnegie Hall to viral mukbang star. But maybe the real question is, what does his story say about us? About our relationship with authenticity, our willingness to consume content, and our own, complicated feelings about body image. It's a lot to unpack.
It really is. And as you continue to scroll through those Reddit threads, consider this. Are we giving Nikocado Avocado exactly what he wants? More attention, more clicks, more fuel for the fire? Or is there something deeper to be learned from his so-called social experiment? That's something for you to chew on.